Ruslan.
What do you think about Kevin Samuel's statements about women going to church to find husbands? I'll pose the same question to all the sisters. I think going to church to find someone is not a bad thing if you're willing, if you're there and you're congruent with the values of what you're looking for. If you're going there because you're broken and you don't want to deal with your issues, going to church to find someone is fine as long as you're congruent with the values of the institution. Meaning this, I'm not going to a alcoholics recovery thing if I'm still actively drinking and don't want to change in that area. This is where it gets toxic. If we're saying, hey, we're going to go into church to find someone, you have to be willing to actually surrender your life, lay down your life, pick up your cross, follow Jesus, if that's the energy you're on, right? So, but if you're going to strictly find somebody, then that's where it gets problematic. And then that's where it becomes a meat market. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think if women are going, I think if men are going, however, I think we have to be on the same page and say, this is the energy we're on. What are we doing? Okay, cool, we're on this. Okay, yeah, we're not sleeping around. Okay, we're not gonna be friends with benefits, right? We're not gonna be just doing whatever we want, right? That there's a standard there. And there should also be, and again, this is my opinion, some of you guys get really offended at this, so just buckle up. You guys ready? You guys gonna get really offended. I don't think you should just be dating for the sake of dating. I don't think you should be flippantly dating because it just feels right, right? Well, I met somebody, it feels right. Well, how is your life looking? Are you in a position to potentially become somebody's spouse? Are you building your life out that way, right? A couple years into the future. So if you're not, I just think randomly dating people is going to position you and the people you're dating to get hurt and devastated. So I think dating with intention has to be brought back and be the focal point of when people step into church, men or women. Right? Because if you're just looking, I'm not here for a long time, but a good time, right? If you're just here for a good time and you're not here for a long time, that's a problem. If you're going to go to church, there are churches where people might pop into a different young adults ministry and meet somebody, right? Like I've seen that. I've seen people meet. So yeah, I think we have to be very careful about the idea of dating in general. If you, friends, hear me loud and clear. If you are actively working on yourself, working on your relationship with Jesus, working on your sanctification, processing your mental health, working through your trauma, and you're working towards becoming someone that's a spouse, I want you to meet somebody in church. I want you to meet somebody, however you can meet somebody that's equally yoked to you. That's different than somebody that just stopped smoking meth a day ago and is at church trying to pick up a girl. That's different than the girl that was just doing the OnlyFans thing last week and now she's at church trying to meet a guy. That's mad different. You have to be moving in the trajectory of the person you're hoping to attract. And we've seen this happen in church too. We see two people in church that aren't really committed. They're there because it is a cultural or a social thing. Massive train wreck happens because you got two people that are kind of sketch, kind of lukewarm. And guess what? You're going to attract what you are. Boom. Collision. Now your community's involved because there's homies around. And so what happens then? Then people are, now they got to choose sides and who did who wrong. And they got matching tattoos because they were idiots, right? And then they went around, slept around the following weekend after he broke up with a girl. I've seen some wild stuff happen in church, fam. So what importance would you give to singles ministry in church? And this is the one thing I would say about this, son of God. This is the part where Kevin Samuels had me legit convicted because he talked about singles ministry and I've been feeling the burden to do something out of my local church, whether a men's ministry or a singles ministry. I've done them before. I honestly got burnt. I've done multiple ministries that have blown up. Monday night men's group, that'd be 25, 30 people, right? That would just explode. And it was a serious accountability. You come in, you're there for 16 weeks. You miss more than one group, no show, no call, you're out. And we would have these massive men's groups that were huge. And this is where a lot of us cultivated, one, just growing up as men, but also having integrity. So when I heard him start talking about singles ministry, that's when I was like, okay, what does that look like, right? I co-facilitated a class called Men's Skills, which was revolutionary, like combined Bible study, group therapy, and psychology in one course. And it was the first time when I was able to get mental health because I couldn't afford a therapist. It happened because of our church, our local church. I've been convicted. That's the one thing that I would give Kevin Samuels props for, is he definitely convicted me to say, I need to, now that things are opening up, now that your boy got the bang bang, I need to be more committed to my local church and figure out my situation there. You guys know I've been at the movement for a long time. I'm going to hang out with my brother Jeff Moores right after this, pastor of Rhythm in church, right? I need to figure these things out so that I could actively walk this out, because I don't think me doing this on YouTube is enough personally. Like, I love YouTube. I think it allows the content to scale, but I want to do more. I want to give more, and I want to do more with men on a personal basis. And now that the pandemic seems to be coming to an end, I think there's a lot of potential that as we are turning the corner and we're looking at life post-2020, post-pandemic, what can these things look like and how could these things play out? And I think it takes us being, myself included, being willing to be uncomfortable, to step in, to press in, and not just coast, put it in autopilot, and go do whatever we're gonna go do and all these things. I think legacy is more important than that. Hopefully this is helpful to you guys. Let me know what y'all think.
Kingstream Entertainment. Ruslan.
When the culture says do what you love, we respond with love what you do. You may have responsibilities that you aren't passionate about, but loving what you do means being faithful to what's in front of you, committing to excellence as if that were your greatest dream. Colossians 3:23 says, work diligently at whatever you do, as though you were working for the Lord rather than for people.
Love what you do. Love what you do. Yo, thank you so much for making it to the end of this video. If you found it valuable, considering giving it a like and subscribing. This month, I'm releasing the Love What You Do collection. And to celebrate, I'm doing a 3-day virtual event to help us go from learning to love what we do to ultimately doing what we love. By the way, it's free, so hit the link in the description to grab your seat today.